Describing a situation where you had conflict with a team member or how you handle a conflict is one of the popular behavioral interview questions. This is a really important interview question for a product manager because product managers are constantly being pulled in so many different directions by different teams across the organization. And as a great PM, you should be able to succeed at your job while working with various stakeholders in the company in a constructive manner. There are two different types of questions here. The first type is where the interviewer asks you to describe a past experience in which case you're ideally following the standard STAR method to describe the situation that you were in, the task you were assigned to, the action that you took, and the result that came from it. And there is a second type where they ask you how you handle a conflict. The interviewer might even describe a scenario to you and ask how you would handle it if you were in that situation. Regardless of what the exact question is, the interviewer is looking for the same thing in your answers. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you should handle a conflict, and hopefully this will give you an idea of how you should answer a situational based question, what kind of examples you share from your past experience, or how you describe your approach in handling conflicts. When there is a conflict in the team, it's usually because two team members have different perspectives on something, whether it's the direction of the company or the product, the impact it has in other parts of the business, the timeline, the deliverable, or something else. Regardless, it's about two people having two different perspectives on a matter. And this is because they're hired to do different jobs. If you're a marketing manager, you care about the brand and reputation of the company and how every action might impact the hard-earned reputation of the company. If you're an engineer, perhaps you care more about the security and bulletproofness of the technology that you have built. And if you're a product designer, perhaps you might be paying more attention to the user experience side of things. And other departments such as legal, business, finance care about other aspects of the business. So each employee really has a different perspective because they have different job descriptions and have their own unique set of skill sets and pair of eyes. And this is a very important thing to realize at a time of a conflict. The first step in a conflict should be to ensure that both parties understand each other's perspectives really well objectively. This is particularly important for a product manager because they spend a lot of time dealing with people from different teams and departments and from different perspectives. So I'd like to make sure that I understand the counterparty's perspective in a case of a conflict and they understand my perspective. And what's interesting here is that in most cases, the conflict is addressed right here. One side realizes the reason for the conflict and will make a small tweak or a big change to their approach or their product or the back end or something else and resolves the issue, or realizes that their concern was not valid. If that's not the case, you might have to ask for some time to investigate and see if you can find ways to address their concerns. Sometimes it's something that another team is doing that's impacting your counterparty and your product in a way that your counterparty is not happy with. Sometimes it takes time to look and see if there is a way to address their concerns. And here you might have to involve them in the process of coming up with a workaround to address the issue. This is where collaboration brainstorming really matters. You explore various ways to get things done and you try to see which approach helps you achieve your goal while making sure their concerns are addressed and other parties' concerns are addressed. And if you're still not able to find a solution, then it becomes a matter of business priority. What does the company think should be a higher priority? Your concerns or their concerns? And in this case, generally there is someone at a high level that can help you make that decision. You might not have the authority to do it. In that case, you need to go to them. So you engage them and describe the situation, the pros and cons of each approach to them and help them make your decision or help them find the right path for you to make a decision. The key to this whole process is understanding the other side's perspective. This is one of the most important responsibilities of a product manager. And for this to work, you need to do a good job of communicating your perspective and asking them the right questions to understand their perspective and make sure that you've looked at the situation objectively and found a solution that addresses their concerns of all parties involved.